In Luke chapter 18, verses 1 through 8, Jesus tells a parable about persistence in prayer, a story known as the parable of the persistent widow or the unjust judge. The story begins with a widow, one of the most vulnerable members of society in Jesus' time. Widows often had no husband, no protection, and no financial stability. In ancient Israel, they depended on the community and the courts for justice. But the judge in this parable is described as someone who neither fears God nor respects people. He has no compassion, no sense of moral duty, only power. Yet this widow refuses to give up. She comes to the judge again and again, pleading for justice against her adversary. Though he doesn't care about her or about doing what's right, the judge finally gives in, not out of goodness, but simply because she keeps bothering him. Through this story, Jesus isn't comparing God to the unjust judge. He's contrasting them. If even a corrupt judge can be moved by persistence, how much more will a loving and righteous God respond to the prayers of his people? Luke tells us that Jesus shared this parable to teach his followers to always pray and never lose heart. Prayer is not about wearing God down, but about trusting his goodness, remaining faithful even when answers seem delayed. The parable ends with a question from Jesus. When the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? It's a challenge. Will we remain persistent in faith and prayer even when life feels unfair or God seems silent? Luke 18 verses 1 through 8 reminds us that prayer is an act of faith, not just words, but trust in a God who hears, who cares, and who answers in his perfect time. Keep praying. Don't lose heart. God is listening.